Everybody loves to go out to eat, but do they ever stop and think what's happening behind the kitchen door? How does that stuff arrive on your plate? How do they decide what to serve? How do they put a restaurant and bakery and food truck and restaurant together these days? We're going to explore all that and more with the man who's been asking those questions for most of his life here. The one and only, the GOAT, greatest of all time right here in Orange County, Chef Pascal.
Hi, Paul. Thank you for the intro.
You bring in the most interesting people. It isn't just great chefs.
We don't know yet if it's
well, that's true. I'm guessing.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. But he's talking my favorite topic today, and one that I don't think people talk enough about or think enough about, sweets.
It's not just about sweet.
Okay.
But I have to say, today we're going to talk about the front and the back of the kitchen
like every
door.
operation, yeah, right.
And because
he's the front, we're going to talk about.
Our guest is Darius, and Darius
Tourani.
Tourani,
Tourani, yes.
And him and his wife Emily open. We call it a cafe bakery.
Okay.
In where is it? In
Aliso Viejo.
Aliso Viejo.
And I'm going to have you lower your mic just a little bit.
Yeah.
Get it up a little high.
And so about a bit over 2 years ago, but they do more than pastry. They do a breakfast. They have a breakfast menu. They have a lunch menu, and really a Mediterranean
Holding it up,
style. Yes. And but we're going to find out how can they manage to, as a state in the presentation on their website. By the way, the bakery is called Saffron, like the condiment saffron.
Right.
So did you bring some saffron?
So saffron's an unusual flavor to me too. I always like it when it tastes, but I don't know enough about that. So was there some idea behind saffron? Because I think you said Persian. Is that a saffron?
Yeah? It's saffron is it's from Iran mostly. 90% of saffron comes from Iran. That's where we were. Both my wife and I've been born there. So that's basically it's the most expensive. It's actually more expensive in terms of weight than gold or.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's a very expensive.
And I've had
spice,
saffron.
actually.
It's a very subtle kind of aromatic spice, but I can't say I see it a lot.
It's more flavor than spice.
Okay.
And so I have to say, just to give them some credit too, saffron is quite popular in Spain. They put saffron in paella,
And the paella, or however you say paella.
Paella.
So I'm familiar with the. Do we call it a condiment, a spice? What is saffron?
It is a spice. Actually, it's like I said, it's the most expensive spice in the world, and it's really expensive because it's a very time-consuming, labor-intensive production.
Uh,
Is it sort of like lavender? It's a little flower.
No,
I don't know what it looks like.
It's a pistil of a flower.
Okay.
Look like how do you call it? Crocus. It's a crocus.
It's a flower bud. Yeah.
And then
they have
just
to
the little
pick it.
pistil, that little centerpiece with the little powdery stuff on it.
You cannot touch it with your finger. You have to pick it up. With tweezers.
You really do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's why you have to collect a lot. You have to plant like thousands of these flowers.
Many thousands and millions.
To have a few ounces of saffron.
Yeah.
Wow.
And but 1 ounce of saffron is about 33 grams. You can go a long way with that.
So a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah,
it does.
But it's probably for good quality. At least $1,500 an ounce.
What? My jaw just hit the floor and bounced back up. $1,500 an ounce for saffron.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so
probably even more, actually.
You just answered the question. My Midwestern mom that we poke fun at, sorry, Mom, my late mother, who was a typical suburban mom who made hot dogs and hamburgers and frozen food and meatloaf. There was no saffron in our house.
So now they do the kind of a downgrade quality saffron powder, And a lot of people say they use saffron, but they use turmeric instead.
Yeah.
Are they
The color.
similar?
Yeah. No.
They're not similar. The turmeric is something that a lot of like the Indian. It's like an Indian spice that they use, and also a lot of Buddhist cultures use turmeric, and then it's also used for like dyeing colors and things like that. So, but saffron is supposed to be a spice that is uplifting, and it's supposed to make you feel happy, and it really does have that effect.
Well, it's
as well.
uplifting because your wallet is lighter.
Yeah, that as well.
You
Yeah.
walk a little lighter. Yeah, exactly.
But it goes a long way. I do have some saffron at home, and all you need is a few sprinkles.
Mm-hmm.
And you
need
don't
a
want
lot.
to waste it, put it at the end.
And
in
is that the
sauce.
official measurement? A sprink?
Springs.
Sprinkle?
No, they're spring. They're all, because there's a little spring.
They're tiny. They're not.
Oh, it's literally a spring, like a little
Yeah.
bouncy spring.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was the genesis of the name. That's where the name came from. Do you have lots of saffron items at the Saffron Bakery?
Okay, we have saffron cake. We have saffron tea. We have saffron coffee. We use a lot of saffron for our like chai latte, things like that of that nature. Yes, and my wife does. Emily does make or use saffron in some of her items, like saffron cheesecake she makes.
A saffron
That sounds good.
cheesecake.
That sounds
Wow.
great.
Yeah, and then
That's what he's got to bring next time.
Where
'Cause
is
I
it?
love cheesecake.
Where is that cheesecake?
if you love cheesecake, I tell you, we have a to die for Basque San Sebastian Basque
A
cheesecake.
Basque
Oh,
cheesecake. Never
yes.
heard of that.
Steak.
It's just the really is to die for. It's
All
so
I've ever
good.
seen
it's
is
delicious.
what's the one is frozen one that you get in the TV in the Mrs. Lee or something. Sarah
no,
Lee. That's the only
actually,
one I ever had. in my
No,
life.
the best one you go to the frozen food store.
Yeah,
They have
like
a great-
Trader Joe's. So
No. The White Fork.
White
Forks
Fork.
have a very great
Never heard of
Basque cheesecake from San Sebastian, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know there's such
Our
a thing.
customers love our San Sebastian Basque cheesecake. Now the saffron cheesecake that she makes is also a Basque cheesecake, but with using the saffron.
All right, we
for
got to go
that.
down that rabbit hole for 2 minutes here. When I came to California,
Yeah.
tons of ethnicities here, tons of people from around. It really is the melting pot of America.
It really is. yeah.
If America is a melting pot, this is the center of the melting pot, Southern California.
Especially in food.
Especially in food, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And exactly, you go up and down here in Orange County, you drive to any shopping center and you'll see a Turkish restaurant, a Persian restaurant, an Italian restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, a Greek restaurant. It's anything and everything you can find here. So one of the things I found here when I came to Orange County that I didn't ever even knew was on the map was Basque.
Yeah.
And so I did. I used to own a bar out in Chino, and that's sheep country and dairy country out there. And apparently, Basque, a lot of them are sheep farmers, and so huge Basque population in Bakersfield and Chino and area. Had to learn about Basque cooking and thing. It's a unique group of people that trace themselves back to nothing. They're one of these orphan languages. It's so old they can't see them related to
on
anything
a
else.
side note, my DNA, I'm sorry, my DNA is 68% Basque.
You really see?
it
I
is.
didn't. All the time we've known you, I did
That's
not know
why
that.
I'm a bon vivant.
A bon vivant.
Yeah,
So
that's why he's a great chef. Because
the Basque area sits on the border between France and Spain,
Yeah.
up in the mountains there, the Pyrenees. And apparently they trace this language so far back that it's not related to anything. It's one of the original
It's a language.
Yeah,
It's not a dialect, it's a language.
it's a language. But other languages, French is from Latin or related to Italian or Spanish. Or this one's related to nothing.
But I don't want to go too far.
I know.
But it's the Basque culture is really very special.
It is. It's very, very unique, and there's a lot of it here in Southern California. So you've got a Basque cheesecake. I never knew there was such a thing.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's very light and fluffy, and it's very easy to eat, and it's just delicious. We the thing about our products, our bakery and our cafe, is that even our sweets, they're not like, we don't use ton of sugar. We just put enough so that you get to taste everything in your pastry in your whatever you select to eat, and so it just doesn't overwhelm you with just sugar, which unfortunately in the U.S. a lot of bakeries just puts ton of sugar in there.
Sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar.
We do not do that. It is really it's just delightful, and it's very light. And when you eat it, you get to taste everything.
So I got to ask the question.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down another rabbit hole, but I think this one's worthwhile. I love sweets. My whole my aunt and everybody loves sweets.
Yeah.
Today, when I go out, for the last 20 years, I go out to dinner, nice place, cheap place, fast place, nobody eats dessert. Nobody eats sweets. My wife won't. My daughter won't. My son-in-law won't. My grandkids won't. Sweets have disappeared. And that used to be the pièce de résistance, the final moment you go to a French restaurant and you have some big piece of pastry or something wonderful. That the French excel at doing pastries and sweets.
It's really weird because people don't eat sweets in a restaurant, but they go to some chain of coffee house, and they drink something sweet most of the time.
That's true. They all want sweetened things. Yeah. So what is it about sweets? Is it because we thought sugar's no good for us, or we woke up, or we think it's fattening, or it's just... I don't know anybody that eats sweets anymore, that eats cakes, pies, pastries, all the stuff that I just adore.
Yeah, I don't know about people not eating it, but I do know that we just put it in such a way that when people eat it, the sugar doesn't overwhelm you whatsoever. You just get to taste all the ingredients that go in.
When we look at your menu, so there is more than sweets.
Okay. Yeah, clearly, it's a cafe.
Great, it's more all over in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, it is Mediterranean.
Yeah, you have some sandwich with mozzarella and tomato.
Right,
more Italian, but also you cannot resist. I'm sure when you have a sandwich there or a panini, because you look at the showcase and you see the rolls.
In the showcase with all those things.
Beautiful pastry. I have a couple of pictures here. Unbelievable. And you know, on the bread, look at the bread.
Hold it up to the camera there. Yes,
look at the bread. Wow. This is a French sourdough bowl. It's unbelievable.
So I guess my question is to both of you. You both grew up in a culture that had breads and sweets and pastries and stuff like this. Mm-hmm. Americans have moved away from that. How's been the response for the last 2 years as you bring this to Americans, many of whom have never tasted, not to forget Bass cheesecake, any cheesecake or anything anymore. They're not buying the pastries and sweets and all the stuff, and yet clearly you're successful. Look at the beauty of some of that stuff you've got there. Why bring this back, and what's the reaction been in Aliso Viejo as you're reintroducing sweets into tempting treats here?
Well, like Chef Pascal said, we're not just about sweets. We do have great breakfast and lunch. But if we're going to talk about our sweets, as I discussed before, we don't inundate it with just sugar. We try to.
So maybe we should come up with another name that doesn't sound, because sweet sounds overwhelming for most people.
Well, if you use an ingredient like a fig or dates, something like that, dry apricot, and you bring that into a pastry, you don't need to add much sugar.
Exactly, because there's natural sweetness to it.
Yes.
We also do gluten-free cookies, believe it or not.
That was the other thing I was going to ask, because people are worried about
But it has to be with order, because when we make it, we just don't know how much request there's going to be for it. But I mean, if people come in and they say, I want a gluten-free and we want it for this such and such date, we can definitely do that. We got some great Persian cookies that are gluten-free, believe it or not, of all things. But which they use almond flour. They use, my wife uses like rice flour or different kinds of flour for it instead of just like regular flour.
Now there's a huge Persian population in Southern California.
There is, in Aliso too, yeah.
So was your intent to serve that community first?
Not really. We were, of course, we want to serve our Persian community. We want to, and there are many things that's our products that's been inspired by the Persian way of doing things.
Like what?
Okay, for example, for our eclair or our cream puffs.
Two things. I haven't had an eclair or a cream puff in years. I used to adore those. Again, hard to find, hard to source.
And not to brag, But
we also have Dubai chocolate too,
Yeah,
which is phenomenal. But I mean, it's a Dubai chocolate cookie. We make that.
I've heard that for my daughter, who's Hispanic. I adopted a girl from Mexico. She loves Dubai chocolate. She was telling me all about. I never heard of Dubai chocolate.
Yeah, it's great. It's got kanafe.
But you can tell. You talk about eclair.
Yes, right. What was the other one?
Choux à la crème.
Cream puff. And then Napoleon. We make great Napoleon.
Those are French.
Yeah.
No.
There's a big French influence in your country.
In my country, yes, correct. That is correct.
Because
during the time of the Shah, the previous the
administration.
Yeah.
And we're going to. Sorry, folks. We're going to steer away from all the other stuff that's going on today here.
No, what I'm saying, during that time, he really was very. There was a lot of French influence, but Iranians also brought their own influence to some of these things, and that's why. Like, for example, our Napoleon, it's got a slight the rose water, which you will not find in the French Napoleon.
Okay.
Our cream puffs.
And what is a Napoleon, for those that don't even know it? I know there's types of pastries. Okay.
It's like
layers of pastry.
Yeah, layers of puff pastry.
And with some pastry cream in between.
Yes.
But you can flavor the pastry cream, and then you have a beautiful kind of brown sugar on the top.
Yeah, we use pistachio on top. So there is a Persian.
That's a Persian touch.
That's a Persian touch,
Pistachio.
for example. Yeah, and then that would be one example. Our regular piece of cake that people get, sliced cake. It's really light, very easy to eat. When you eat it, you're not gonna just. You're not going to just...
And most cake to me is we just had a birthday in my household. Yeah. So we went and bought a cake at Albertsons or something. And we have two little bites.
Can't eat it.
Can't eat it.
You can't eat it. But we make it in such a way that not only you eat one piece, you want more. You come back for a second and third piece.
Talking about more, I've been invited to some Persian New Year.
Yeah, which is coming up, by the way.
Yeah.
Persian New Year, yeah.
And it's a feast.
That's right here,
There's a spread, beside the tea and samovar, the whole thing.
Extravaganza.
This is a big tea service, but it's all over thing everywhere on the house. Whoever invites you, make all kind of food. It's like a mini.
They go all out.
Oh yeah, all out.
It's called Hafseen. It's a table with like 7 different things that they put there.
And the beautiful thing is that friends and neighbors are welcome. They just show up.
Yeah,
Everybody
definitely.
shows up.
Yeah,
definitely.
You don't have to send
And when is Persian New Year?
It's March 21st, 21st.
So it's right around the corner.
Every year.
Because I know over at the park here in Irvine, don't they have a Mason Park or someplace they have a big Persian festival and Persian things?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so... again, I know so little about Persian food. I know so little about classic French pastries.
So give us maybe the 2 or the 3 most favorite pastries.
At your store?
At my store, I would say our almond croissant, believe it or not, our pistachio croissant. And then we have now these are just like the more in the morning kind of items that people get, and then our cinnamon roll of all things, which is it's made with our croissant dough, and then we put this wonderful icing on top, which just we melted, and it's
so I'm going to ask Chef a question here. What makes and do you say croissant like I say in America?
Croissant.
Croissant. There's something, a little sound in there.
Yeah.
A croissant. What makes a great croissant? Because I went to New Orleans once.
Yeah.
I went to some French bakery. People lined up around the block, not just for the breads that you all are famous for, but the croissants.
The butter.
And the butter.
You have to have good butter.
And I was amazed. I'd never tasted light, puffy pastries
I'm
like that.
sure. Does your wife make the croissant dough herself?
She does, yes.
Oh.
That's a lot of work.
It is a lot.
Because you have to have a laminator.
Yeah.
You have to
laminate. The many laminations.
Like
then you have to put it in the freezer.
So how do you get it so light and crispy and fluffy? It's fluffy and delicate.
Like Chef said, it's the butter. We use French butter. It's called Signy Saint-Marc.
Yeah.
It's a #1 butter in the world for lamination, for great
You can't go to
pastries.
Albertsons and get that. Though,
Yeah.
probably.
No, there's a
I
few
don't think you're gonna
stores that
find there.
make it. The same with the flour. You have flour from Brittany or from the Alps area and the South.
So if you source the right
element.
elements and you do it by hand, you get this incredibly light, puffy pastry.
Well, it's
Light,
a lot of
puffy.
work. You know, if you do it by hand, you have to roll and
You
roll.
can't do it by hand.
No.
We have to use a
Laminar.
laminate. Yeah, I mean it's a
Something
sheeter we call
A
it.
sheeter, okay.
Yeah,
Those are-
so it just
Yeah.
sheets it. And we just
So he's not there with a
goes-
rolling
and then
pin.
you-
and
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 then
you can't do that.
And then you
anymore.
fold it, you put the butter in the middle, and you laminate again,
Yeah.
and you let it rest. You have to be patient.
Yeah, in the
because you do
ice,
it that
yeah.
like 4 or 5 times, depending on
Yeah,
how
many
many
times.
times you want to do it.
And so it's layer after layer after layer after layer of this gorgeous
layers of
lamination.
love.
Yes, and also there's this butter that chef mentioned, and we use it's the Segni Saint-Marc from France, and when you get great quality items, like our flour is organic flour from Central Milling Company in Utah. It's not from France, but it's from it's in the USA.
It's not the bleached flour.
No, but it's
Not
just
bleached flour,
really
right.
good, high quality butter. Flour that we use. So when you get the right ingredients and you put a lot of effort and love into it, then you get this wonderfully looking
Which
pastry.
is something we, again, to start the conversation, I didn't grow up with, and most people don't have any experience
Right,
with
exactly.
here in this
So-
country.
Well, not. It's very rare.
Right.
And even a great bakery here in Southern California
Not many.
make everything from scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we do make everything from
And
scratch.
The thing is, Lucky, he has his wife is a pastry chef,
So let's talk about
and she
that.
work overnight.
She really knows how to. She's a real pastry chef. I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
this is too many chefs
And
are.
baker too. Because baking bread and pastry chef is. two
Let's talk
different-
about this distinction because we've had people come in here, really fine dining, classical French restaurant. There was a pastry chef somewhere who just specialized in that, and it was special training, special schools. In fact, you had somebody here that went to a couple of the schools in France. It wasn't just a chef that said, "All right, you make the pastries today." There was a specialty for that. As restaurants have shrunk in size and scope and gone back to comfort food, I don't think there are too many pastry chefs in too many restaurants anymore. But your wife is a real trained pastry chef?
Yes, she is. She got most of her training in Iran, but she also got some training. I think it was like 6 months to a year in Turkey. I encouraged her to get a lot of experience making sourdough bread, which she did in Turkey, and besides that, all the different types of bread in Turkey.
He's
But
holding
she
up all
also
the pictures here.
what's that?
He keeps trying to. Every time you say it, he looks for another picture here. I don't
But
know
also
that we can see him, but
she makes
the
great
sourdough bread
ciabatta.
right there.
She makes different types of bread.
you got this off the website. So if we went to the website,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's hard to see it on
all
the camera
kind of
here.
picture.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, so but that's her.
That's her thing.
That's her thing. She believe it or not, she started 2 different bakeries in Iran. One
Really?
was with herself and her sister, Caramel Bakery, and then afterwards she started another one with her son. But that's more like a cafe bakery, like what we're doing now, which not only it has sweets, but also has great breakfast and lunch and dinner as well.
Talk
for
about the
her.
European cafe concept. You go to Europe, you go to France,
Yeah.
and it's just the streets are lined with little cafes. You sit outside and have a little latte, or you go to Turkey and you have
Which
a little
we have
Well,
that too, by the way.
these cups, and you sit up.
Turkish coffee. is
Yes, we
very,
have
very
Turkish.
different. You know?
Yeah.
But there's a common culture throughout Europe and that whole Middle East
Oh, yeah.
of sitting outside, sipping
Yeah.
coffees, teas, and having little
Same thing in the
pastries. and stuff.
Persian culture. You know,
Right.
you
Yeah.
got to have maybe in the afternoon, almost like tea time. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that's permeated much of American culture. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but a cafe to us is just you go get breakfast.
But here you get a power bar.
A power bar, yeah, right.
Yeah,
And you
it's
get in the car and you go,
yeah,
right.
That's it. You know.
Yeah,
Processed
exactly.
food. You know?
So you're bringing back something again, which I think is what's so special about what you're doing that I can't see a lot of here in Southern California.
Yes,
And
which is unfortunate.
Yeah. And people may say, "Oh, sounds like there's a lot of butter, a lot of sweet," but a little piece of pastry like this with natural, organic fresh
no preservatives.
Right.
is so
And no bleached flour and all the other stuff.
so
that we
much
have.
better than the power bar that say, oh, it's an healthy bar. No,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point to make, because we think somehow we're convinced ourselves that bar, which is processed and has all these preservatives that can sit on the moon for a month without deteriorating.
Look at in the back of the
the BHT red dye number 6 and all the other stuff. Yeah.
But honestly, though, I mean, it's not just the sweets. No, we also have great coffee. We use organic coffee, Colombian organic coffee, and you get something that I can drink all day long. It does not upset my stomach. Where I can some famous brands that you go drink one cup and it starts hurting you. And hurting you. So ours is not that way.
Don't say any name.
No. I do not bring any names. No. But I mean, we also use a great Italian brand, Lavazza coffee, for our espresso. I use Turkish coffee from Turkey,
which is supposed to be very strong.
It's actually very easy to drink, easier than a shot of espresso, believe it or not. And it's partly because I put some really nice things in there, spices that very light, so that it's very, very easy to drink. But besides that Turkish coffee, we make kombucha, and we homemade kombucha. We make
homemade kombucha. I didn't know you could make homemade kombucha. I just see it in the store.
No, we do
Trader
make
Joe's
it. It's very easy. It's not difficult, but I mean, we do make it, and it's wonderful.
Explain to people what kombucha is if the three people don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's a fermented a tea. And then we also use organic fruits in them, or fruit juice, and so it is supposed to be so healthy.
I've had
of the healthiest
kombucha
drinks.
beers. I've seen more and more kombucha beers.
Yeah, because it's got a little bit of alcohol in it, but it's if you want, you can increase the alcohol, but we don't do that. There's no alcohol in ours. I mean, just it's a small, less than 1%. But we make kefir, or kefir as they say in the U.S.
It's
and
like
it's
a
homemade.
yogurt.
I mean, these are the healthiest drinks you can find anywhere. Our chai latte, we use the best, really the absolute best ingredients in there. You drink it, you feel like you're in India.
So is it hard to get just everyday suburban Americans from Aliso Viejo? What a classic suburban area here. Tracts of homes like I live in, and we all live in here in Southern California. Is it hard to get them to walk into? I bet once they come in the door, they can't wait to come back and tell people.
Yeah, I mean, they love it. We get five star review after review after review, same thing, and then people love that. It's great, and they're like so excited about what we're doing, and we're a small mom and pop kind of a
this is why
bakery.
I invite Darren.
I'm glad you did
to talk about it, because I got recommended to say, Pascal, go check it out. It's such a great place. And so I said, why don't I meet the owner or the pastry chef first, and then I go.
Right.
And
I would think, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you might be a little snooty about French pastries and having had the best and all this stuff here.
Especially these days, there's a little bit too much challenge and competition on everything to make the best.
Yes.
And I go to places where the croissants are giant. We don't eat giant croissants in France,
A 2 foot, like a Subway sandwich or something.
And for me, I don't know if you do, but I hope you don't take it wrong. We don't make sandwiches with croissant in France either.
You don't?
Yeah.
I thought this croissant was always part of the...
No, croissant is sweet, and we don't mix the sweet on this.
Because I see lots of croissants here, breakfast croissants or sandwich croissants.
We do make it because that's what people have requested. But I mean, to be on the sides, a side note here, I had this morning, I had a customer come in, walk in. He says, "My God, you have spoiled us." I'm like, "What? Why do you say that?" He goes, "We just came back from the Bay Area in San Francisco." He goes, "We went to they're one of the top bakeries there in the Bay Area, and it doesn't even come close to what you guys are doing." And I'm like, "You are spoiling us here." I'm like, "Oh, thank God. That makes me feel so good."
Yeah, you're going extreme, I can tell.
Yeah.
Really Go all the way.
Yeah, we try to have really high quality stuff.
Sounds like it. Yeah,
we work hard at it to make it so
great
that people
deal of thought,
enjoy.
intelligence into these products here, and bringing stuff not just because it's Persian, not just because it's the classic French croissants and bakery items and stuff that we didn't grow up enough with, but to do interesting combinations in a way that I don't think enough Americans have heard of it, really. We think we know what a croissant is. We think we know what a pastry is. Now, contrast that with when I came to California in the 80s from the Midwest. I was stunned to see donut shops everywhere. Winchell's and what's the other big one, the famous one?
Just drive faster.
And they go crazy over donuts. So why, in a world where pastries and sweets, I think, have been in decline in restaurants for a long time here, why go have a gooey donut? I'm not saying donut. I like a donut too, but I'd much rather have something more creative and that doesn't overwhelm me. And I have one donut. I can't have anything else after it.
Yeah. We don't do donuts. We basically have decided to rule that out of our store. We like to, as I said, we want to minimize the amount of sugar that we use for our
cinnamon
products.
roll is the closest and the best thing next to donut.
Yeah.
So,
And then
donuts. We're at UCI's Applied Innovations, and there was a big box of donuts sitting. It's still a culture of businesses go get a big. And I looked at someone, and I go, oh my God, that's sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar.
Yeah. Well, it's very greasy, it's oily, and and unfortunately, the oil that they use is not really a high quality oil.
And is that why I gave in the other day? I ate one, and the minute I did it, I didn't feel good. I was like,
sometimes you have a little beignet, that's okay, but we have that only once a year in France for some celebration. So you opened you and your wife the business almost 3 years. How difficult was it to find the right ingredient you were looking for? Because
the vendors,
it's not
source the stuff. Right?
Every vendors carrying on all these products.
Well, some of it was trial and error. Some of it was doing a lot of research. Before we even started, we knew some of these things and how to get them. Like the Central Milling Company in Utah, we contacted them and they said not a problem. Okay. The French butter, we used another brand before, but we weren't so happy with it. So then we switched to the one that I mentioned before.
Okay.
The Belgian chocolates and things like that. I mean, the vendors come and then they tell you what they have, and then
But the thing is, make it more complicated because you don't go to the a distributor. Oh, this is all we carry. You have to do to different suppliers. So you have many more suppliers because you want one product from each one or two.
Right.
So,
the big classic suppliers, the U.S. food, and who's the other one?
Cisco.
Cisco, yeah.
Cisco. When I had a bar and restaurant, everybody in the world uses Cisco or U.S. Foods.
It's very hard to find an organic product specific from them.
I think,
unless you have a mass produce business like wholesalers, then you can buy 50-pound bags of that flour.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, we use like Porados, which is a great European company. I mean, they have all these wonderful things that they make, and it comes from it's all made fresh, and it's all they put them together, and it's not inexpensive. It's rather very expensive, but it's really high quality stuff. We use Challenge, local dairy company. That is, it's got great stuff. And so for some of our milk, some of our whipping creams, we use it for some butters. That
is any of this locally sourced? I mean,
that Challenge is.
Do you make your own kefir?
I do.
Oh, wonderful.
I make my own, organic kefir.
And tell us what a kefir is. I don't even know.
Kefir is a fermented milk. Yeah. So basically, you just ferment it with these little what is this?
Peptides?
No, they're just small, tiny little things, organisms that basically ferment
like a yeast
the milk.
Type of thing.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be wonderful for your system. Yeah, it's supposed to be great for you. Yeah, it is very probiotic, and it's just it's amazing.
You do it because most of the yogurt sometimes they even have gelatin and things like that.
Yeah, no, we don't do any of that.
And then So it's still a little bit more soft and liquid, and so you can drink it. It's amazing.
Because more and more, you go to the grocery store, they have milk with probiotics or other things. What am I trying to think of? The organic compounds and the living yeast is supposedly
that's
good
exactly
for it, right?
it. Yeah, it's basically it's a living thing in there that just basically ferments.
Acidophilus.
And it's when you eat it, or you drink it rather. It just you just feel
good.
it. It really makes you feel good. Believe it or not, it just makes
So how
a
big
world
is
of
this place? It's a little place.
It's a small place, and we're at 1,200 square foot local bakery and cafe actually.
And are you in a shopping center? Or?
Oh yeah, it's called the Aliso Creek Marketplace.
Okay.
It's at 23411 Aliso Viejo Parkway. And this is our first store here in the U.S. My
first
wife,
store. Oh,
I
thought we threw that in there.
There's a signal there.
First store. Investors, a little light going on here.
I mean, you gotta give us a call.
Franchise.
No, honestly though, we got great reviews. People love our products, so it's really great that we get the support. And we also do a lot of charity stuff for our local. For the
so
city.
you're right there off Aliso Parkway. Is that correct?
Aliso.
Near what? I don't go to Aliso. I live in the other side of the freeway. I live like Rancho and Ladera and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So where I don't cross the freeway enough to see what's in Aliso. Give me some of the cross streets where it's at.
Okay, so if you know where the town center is, we're maybe like a few blocks from the town center. We're at the corner of Aliso Viejo Parkway and Aliso Creek Parkway, it's a little hidden place. It's but
you have a few tables on the on the front?
We have table inside, and we have a few tables outside.
Why don't we sit outside enough in Southern California? I just think that's part of the joy.
The weather is too nice.
Right. No, I'll always take that one table outside in a little place.
And but you open breakfast and lunch.
We open 7 a.m. every morning. On Mondays, we are closed. We do need 1 day off. So we decided to have 1 day off. So
Makes
Monday, we are closed.
And do you close at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon? Or
No, we close at 6 p.m.
I don't think it's a day off for your wife on Monday because she has to
she still works.
Walk out the door for the sourdough bread.
She works 7 days a week. I work 7 days a week, believe it or not.
And how would you do? So you're the front of the house and she's the back of the house?
She controls the back and I control the front.
And I pay the bills.
And I pay the bills.
Do you have other things you do, or is this your sole business?
I have a daughter and a
That's
family.
A business.
Believe it or not, it takes a lot of time.
I don't know if this was a side business for you or your full-time business. If this is something.
No, this is more than.
And what did you do before that?
24 hours.
She was always in restaurant, food, and dining. What did you do before? You were an aerospace engineer or something?
No, I got my MBA from California State University here in Los Angeles, and then I was I had a doctor's offices that I was doing in Pasadena before this, and then I went back to Iran, met my wife, and then when I was there in Iran, I was managing my family's farming and whatever. We have land and some centers there, so I was managing that. And then I came here. We immigrated from there to the U.S. and then we started this store.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then we do have really great also employees that work there, and they have many years of experience when they joined us.
So I got to stop you right there because last show we had Chef talking about wine lists.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we had a guy who teaches people and sets up wine lists. And the big problem we all agreed is not just the public doesn't know, the staff doesn't know.
Training.
Yeah.
So how do you teach? If I go into your place, they say, tell me about this. And they go, I don't know. I don't eat that. I've never tried. People like it. They say this is good. That's popular. Yeah. But if they can't describe it to me, how do you sell it?
Yeah. Okay. For example, I have a man, that came and he wanted to work because he loves doing, pastries.
Okay.
He came from the tech industry. He was there for, probably like 40, 50 years. He came 40 years at least.
That's why I ask about aerospace, because kiddingly, I hear this all the time. My second career is I'm to do something fun. My big career was this. But
he came over and he said he wanted, and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have anything in the back, but if you want, you can help me in the front. But eventually I will get you to the back. And he was patient enough, and now he works in the back, and he's one of my wife's assistants, and he just loves it, and
pastries,
he loves doing it, and it's one of the things that he brought to us was he meals. We ordered these the berries, the wheat berries, and he mills it right there,
What?
and it's a whole wheat flour bread. And it's fresh. It's done the same day, and it's wonderful. You
So
eat it.
this leads to the other thing that the chefs always pointed out to me.
I just want to say this.
Yeah.
It has 47 different vitamins and
Oh,
minerals that most of the other flours
So it's called
lack.
multigrain bread.
Yeah, it's got the whole thing. And
So
it's
the chef
great.
always talks about, because I always bemoan the fact, I don't know if fine dining is in decline, it's too expensive,
Right.
People want more comfort food, they're less experimental, on and on and on. And yet ethnic cuisine has exploded in Orange County, the little specialties of Turkish, Persian, all these different cuisines. He said where the explosion in the creativity is still happening is at home. More and more people are cooking at home. Or the people who come in that study at his Saddleback Institute, they don't want a restaurant, they want to be a private chef. More and more people are experimenting at home and trying things.
Because they find out that not every places you go are really reasonable and very intimate about quality.
Yeah.
There's not many places that is just
Expensive
we
and
want
maybe
to-
not high quality.
So not too many places are dedicated.
You brought in that one-
in the menu for the quality like they do.
You brought in that one guy, I forgot he had I don't know if he worked for the Secret Service or something like that, something real high-tech like that. Secret police, high-end FBI Secret Service, something. It's something.
I still don't know. I know.
Yeah, he's very mysterious. Was it the CIA or the Secret? He's very mysterious. But he had a long career in this field, traveled the world, and now he dedicates himself to being really almost a home chef, but at a highest level.
High-end level,
Yeah,
very
there's-
detailed. Yeah.
There is a great market for that.
Yeah.
Apparently, I've known a few people like that. But
Does your wife do some classes sometime? If we
Oh, that
want
would be
to-
fun.
I
Yeah.
have encouraged her to do
That would be fun,
My
yeah.
wife is somewhat of a shy person.
Okay.
I mean, I asked her to come here, and
She said no.
shied away. Her English is not. Let's just say it's not.
yeah.
It can't be
she's
any
not that
worse.
fluent,
Can't be
but
any
she
worse
can
than
speak.
the French chef's English over here. No.
If she complaining about what you said today, you say, "Oh, why don't you go next time?"
Yeah.
I would love to meet her.
Yeah, no, she's a
I
really
think
wonderful
people would love to
person.
take classes because, again, there is a movement to go back to learn how to cook and bake things. You had, who was my chef at your table for 10, Maria?
Wendy.
Wendy, and
Yeah.
she's from Bolivia,
Bolivia,
and she teaches classes on Bolivian food and
Yeah.
cooking and stuff. Because most of us suburban Americans,
And she
don't-
worked for me, so she knows French cuisine.
there you go.
Yeah.
Most of these today suburbanites like me, middle class or whatever, more and more we want to experiment at home. We want to learn how to cook at home. We want to learn how to bake bread or make our own beer or do
So
something.
to go back to my point,
Right.
that it's safer and healthier to cook and eat at home.
Right.
I'm sorry, for the
I know,
business, but
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you
because,
had classes, I think people would come. I might come and learn how to do that. Like the
Okay.
guy from the tech industry who came to you and said, "I don't need to make money anymore. I want to make passion. I want to make
yeah,
something
that's
fun."
I know-
basically what he said.
I
He
know-
says,
yeah.
"I've done it, but I mean, I love to do this, and so will you please,
Teach me.
I'd be very interested in baking." And I said, "Well, let me just give you a little bit of time, and then just see." And then
Darius,
now he loves
and
doing
give you
that.
A tip. Paul will work for food.
I will work
Yeah,
for
you-
food. I will work for food. We're always talking about it because,
Yeah.
again, his wife laughs when I say this, but I grew up in a world where food was just processed and fast
Yeah.
and Uber delivered.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So,
Which is true. But so we try to give the highest quality, really good, down to earth, home kind of style, really good, make you feel kind of good.
but it doesn't have to be just for the Persian community. You
No,
cater to that,
it's
and you're
not.
from
No,
that. It's
it's-
anybody and
No,
everybody.
it's very actually very Mediterranean.
It is very Mediterranean.
European.
So how would you describe Mediterranean? You all have an image because you've been there. I've never been to the Mediterranean.
Okay,
I didn't go to Saint-Tropez or hang out in...
think of France, Italy, Turkey, Spain. I mean, all of those,
region,
even like, the North African area. I mean,
Tunisia.
Yeah. I mean, all of that would be Mediterranean.
Greece.
And
so for somebody like me who hasn't been there, I've only read about it, what would I see? Is it light? Is it because the Mediterranean diet is the ideal diet in the world today? Here, it's lots of oil. It's
they do a very good job to go backward now to clean up things and more reasonable fishing and all.
Lots of fish. And olive oils. And
like you kept saying, olive oil. We have one item that is so popular as our ciabatta bread, and it's this light, long bread that we make. It's made with olive oil. We made with Clamati olives. It's got some really great cheddar cheese and cilantro, and so we make and believe it or not, we cannot make enough
because
of
that's
that.
what I am familiar with.
You see the ciabatta like this also in southern France. They add like black olive into the bread.
That's what we do. Black olives.
That's
what we do. We do. Clamati olives.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
It's really, really
Is that what
good.
Clamati olives are? Black olives.
Yeah, they're black olives.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what we do, and so people love that.
So we're all hooked on this. We're told we have doctors come in here all the time. We do some doctor shows. Mediterranean diet.
Exactly.
That's what everybody should be eating. Exorbitant. And I always see oil and olives and fish and I don't know what other ingredients.
You have good honey as well.
Honey,
yes, very good honey. I mean, we don't for most of my coffee drinks, I don't use any sugar. We use we make our own. For example. Syrups, and then we use for our bread, for example, we have 100%. We make our own bread. We make great organic sourdough that is becoming very, very popular. We make great baguettes, French baguettes. We make sourdough baguette. We make great white loaves. We make other things that like jalapeno and cheddar. I know that doesn't sound
that
like
sounds sacrilegious to him.
In the U.S., it's really popular.
I see that all the time.
I mean, it's great. I mean, you eat it if you like spicy. That is just a phenomenal, great sourdough bread that we make, and people love that.
So, if we want to celebrate
Persian New Year,
can we come to your place and you give us
we'll have
little take-home package.
We will definitely have a little table with
what would
Persian
we see?
goodies.
Because we had we were doing things for New Year's. We did a special show. I thought that was fun. That's when we had Wendy come in. She talked about what's Bolivian New Year. You talked about what you ate in France in New Year. None of which we eat here. Any of those dishes or we're not familiar with. What would I see it if I went to a Persian New Year's?
Did you say it's March 17th?
It's March 21st.
March 17th is mine. It's St. Patrick's Day. That's the Irish me.
That's more like Scotch whiskey and Irish whiskey.
Not a lot of food there. A lot of drinking.
March 21st.
Yes, March 20 to 21st. That's our New Year. And so what is a good item? I mean, we have these Persian cookies that we have. There are... which I told you it's called haftzin, which means 7 items they all start with S's. So you'll see, and it looks so beautiful. I mean, it's just so
a lot of cuisines
high-spiriting thing.
Have cookies as a special treat. So, for example, I'm part Polish, and I grew up in Detroit. My father was half Polish. And big Polish population in Detroit and Chicago. That's where they're located. And they have these things called punchkis, I think, and they're like little pastries that they make just for Easter,
right?
And you have to order them and all this stuff here. And a lot of cultures have usually for a religious holiday or a New Year's or Christmas or something have some kind of thing.
A little treat, yes.
A little treat. You were talking about it. What's the little log thing that you were?
Oh, Yule log.
A Yule
log. We do make that.
I showed a picture of your Yule log next year because they're not many good places that make good
It's amazing.
I want to try your Yule log.
Yeah.
But for special events, Chef Pascal talked about, we make, for example, for Thanksgiving, believe it or not, there's a line of people waiting to get our pies. We make great
I
pies.
love to. No, you got to come back because I grew up in the Midwest, so this is all fruit country, apples, cherries,
Right.
Wisconsin cherries. We had apples and everything. So I grew up eating fruit pies. That's a huge Midwestern staple. To get a really good fruit pie anymore that isn't dry or processed or whatever something here.
I mean, okay.
But my mother and grandmother used to make real fruit pie. That's one thing they did make.
Our customers say we take your pie, and then there's like pies from other very famous brands that they bring.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody touches those, and yours is gone in like minutes.
Are there sweet pies?
They're sweet pies.
Fruit,
yeah,
but
they're
like
fruit pies.
fruit
Yeah,
pies, yeah.
apple pie.
Okay.
There is like he discussed. There's
Peach, apple,
Yeah.
blueberry,
there are different
cherry.
types of pies that we make, but special for the for the holidays.
So you know you're going to be busy on the 20th and the 21st.
Right.
So do people pre-order?
Yes.
bet, yeah.
Yeah. People can order and place an order to get their cookies and what have you.
Persian pastries.
Yes.
Here.
Like, for example, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for New Year, people place their order. For Mother's Day, they place their order.
I wish I'd known, because we were looking for a place to get a good pie. I'm always... Sorry, Mom and Grandma and Aunt. I'm always sort of putting you down. The cooking, it was kind of bland. It was kind of boring. It was kind of, just you go to the store and it's frozen and we didn't have a lot. But pies, oh my goodness, my grandmother and my mother and my aunt would make these, really roll out the dough and crimp the crust and do all that stuff. I don't know what goes into a real pie that makes it so much better.
It's all fresh fruit.
Yeah.
That's what we use. We use fresh fruit to put inside.
I was born on Pie Day. So
you were born on Pie Day?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need to
Pie
go
Day.
to you on Pie Day and get a great pie.
Well, for example, again, I lived in suburbia, but these were all tracts that were built on farms. And so we had 15 apple trees on our property because we get big yards back in the Midwest.
Nice.
And these were all custom. These are all heirloom trees of varieties of apples you just can't get anywhere else here. Northern Spies and other unique things. And so my dad would water the hell out of them because he wanted the grass to grow green. So we'd get these huge apples, these fresh apples, my mouth watering. And so my mother and other neighbors and my aunts and stuff, this was common. The fruit, apple trees, orchards, peaches, cherries. Michigan's known for cherries and peaches and all this stuff. All blueberries, all that stuff was prevalent. So they turned that into fruit pies, and that's one that I do miss. And
we also make great pecan pie. We make great pistachio pie, believe it or not.
I've never had pistachio. I've had pecan
God,
pie.
it's so good. It's yummy, and we also have
you make
banana.
Quiche. You make quiche.
We also make great French quiche. Fantastic quiche Lorraine. We make a vegetarian quiche.
And what is quiche Lorraine? I know of it, but I don't know what it is. A quiche is an egg dish.
I let
it's
Chef Pascal describe it.
It is like a savory tart, but it's cooked with cheese, bacon, and
it's Gruyere cheese.
It's
got Gruyere cheese,
and he has like
it's bacon in there too.
Pâte brisée dough.
Yeah. So it sits on like a
it's
pie.
It's not a sweet dough. But it's almost
crust.
Just like a tart.
It is a savory item,
It's a tart, and sometimes you make it that thick.
He calls it a tart. To me, that's a pie. But a tart is the same. It's that flaky
For me,
crust.
A pie has a top.
Oh, a top to it. Okay,
This one
that
has
makes
no
sense.
top crust.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can get pies, tarts, quiches.
If you order now, the pies, we don't carry all the time, but for special events, we do have pies. But if you ever want to order pies, we can definitely make them.
I want to try I never even heard of a pistachio pie because I think of only fruit pies or nut pies. Again, pecan pie is another great one. But no, I've never had. All the pies I've had are fruit or cream.
So maybe
stuff,
your wife doesn't give you all the secrets, but what's inside the pistachio pie?
Yeah.
So the pistachio pie's got fresh pistachios. She uses a cream to make it kind of soft and nice, and she uses also honey and other ingredients that she puts in. And it's just delightful. When you eat it, every bite is just heaven.
And she make their own. It's not a pastry dough. It's a pâte brisée or pie dough.
It's a pie. Yeah, pie dough. She uses.
If you get really good pie, I don't know if chefs really had good. I'm taking back
really
to the Midwest.
buttery. It's really buttery.
Really buttery. It's very flaky. It's very
exactly.
It can't be too chewy. It can't be too hard. It should be real.
I tried some pies, but they were way too sweet.
Yeah.
Way too
Because
sweet.
what they do is they throw in all the other goop, like the what's the pectins and all that. All this other stuff that's really just.
Yeah.
It's not. There's very little fruit in it. It's more of just a sugar compost type of thing.
You know my favorite pie in France, baking, and maybe you do that. It's called chausson aux pommes. It's a puff pastry that you fold like an empanadas, and
I love empanadas.
You put apple marmalade inside, and then you bake it, and then you glaze it.
I tried, but I'm telling you, when
No,
you
we
actually
don't do that.
when you
We
cut
should.
real apples up, and I don't know what else they add in there. Must be some sugar, but you take real fresh fruit right off the tree. Blueberries, cherries, apples, peaches. We literally went out and plucked them, and then they would chop them up somehow. And I don't know what else goes into it to make it the pie consistency to it, but it's mostly fresh fruut.
It is.
Most American pies have very little fresh fruit.
One of my
in it.
specialty is an upside down apple tarts called tarte tatin.
Okay.
And we cook apples, caramelize, put the dough, and we bake it with the dough on the top. And then we flip it when it's
So
ready.
it's just a reverse pie.
So reverse pie. Yeah.
Exactly.
But so our store tries to do we do a lot of different things, but it's not just sweets. It's also, like I said, the Chef Pascal said, we make great breakfast. We have a great eggs Benedict.
I love eggs.
Yeah,
Let's
if
talk
you
about
like
that.
eggs Benedict,
All right,
come to our place.
We're going to go on an eggs Benedict.
We make our own English muffin. We make our own. It's just the cream that they put in there. It's just made fresh every day.
And so many eggs Benedict, I'm always disappointed because you tell me what's wrong with it. They're just too heavy, too gooey, too chewy.
Well, same thing if you make a hollandaise sauce.
The hollandaise sauce is the most important
butter
part.
and organic eggs.
You
can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong with that.
And
Absolutely.
yet, I can go to a million places for breakfast, and they all have eggs
Well, you got to
Benedict.
come to Saffron
And
Bakery.
I say there, and I say,
You
this is an
have
eggs
to come
Benedict.
there
Same
because
with
you're going to love our eggs Benedict. It's
Same
great.
with crème pâtissière, pastry cream. It's all about the ingredients.
And even our omelet. I mean, it's not a very complicated thing, but it's just really nicely done, and people just love it and keep ordering it. And we got some great chicken pesto. We make chicken parmesan sandwich. And one of my
Full range.
favorites, one of my favorite sandwiches is tuna melt. It's
Tuna
simple.
melt. There is an
but
American Midwestern tuna melt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like it spicy, so I asked my chef to kind of make it spicy. So he does that, and he knows what I like, and so it is so good. It's so yummy because we use our own French baguette. It's fresh with organic flour, and you just eat it. Every bite crunchy.
So you got to come back, and you got to bring us some samples. So
We're
we
not
can try
talking
some of this
about
stuff.
we're not talking about sliced bread. We're talking about
real French
bread.
This isn't Wonder sliced bread or whatever here. Go get it at the store and
That's
plop
a
it down.
problem. One problem we do have with our bread is that because we don't use preservatives, shelf life is
last.
only a few days. So you have to put it in the freezer if you want to keep using it. But it's it's we make everything here. Well, not here, but in our store, and it's fresh too. So people
Tell us again, location, website, social. How do they find you? How do they connect with you?
Okay, the website it's saffronbakeryoc.com. And the social media would be Saffron Bakery at Saffron Bakery OC. The address is 23411 Aliso Viejo Parkway in the city of Aliso Viejo. We open 6 days a week. Monday we are closed, but 6 days a week from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. And people just love our food.
Well, I love that you came in. I love the chef found you. This is what we have this show for, not just to talk about the big famous places, but the finds in Orange County. It sounds like this is a find. Thanks for coming in here today.
Darius,
Thank
and
you. Yes.
Thanks to your wife for working so hard on deliver such fantastic food.
Chef, thank you, Chef Pascal, for inviting me here, and thank you as well to
You
our
can call
host.
me Chef Paul. I'll go with that.
Chef Paul, yes.
I'm not a chef.
But honestly, I'm honored to be here and to talk about.
Thank you for also supporting the Orange County Culinary.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we shout out. You were at the Table for 10 event.
Yes, I was
which we
there.
attended, which was a spectacular event for those.
It was.
We should do 2 seconds on that because we've been touting it for weeks. It's all to support scholarships for the Saddleback College's Culinary Training Institute or whatever it's called, and where Chef Pascal teaches now. And I was blown away. It was at Irvine Marriott. 50 tables, whatever there were, 50 chefs, all from the top places. Your friend Ben Martinique from the Pendry was there, and others, and you give the Ranch. All these famous restaurants are there. You sat, you ate. They came tableside and cooked with his little staff for 10 people, and it was spectacular. And shout out, thanks for inviting us and getting us in. And what a spectacular event! And I saw your friend there in the lobby.
I wanted you to see that there is a great community
There really is.
of culinary in Orange County and great chefs.
And they're all having a ball. These are guys that put on giant restaurants, famous places, and they're sitting there cooking for 10 people like it's their house.
They're all excited.
Yeah, exactly. Quite a deal. So if you check that out again every year, Table for 10, I think it's tablefor10.com.
Yeah.
Not only do you get to...
.org.
And not only do you get to taste this and sample this, but you see some of the vendors in the lobby beforehand, like this guy.
And you may see me on the 20th at your place.
I think so.
All right.
I hope you
Persian,
come.
I'm coming for some pistachio pie. That's what I'm going to try here.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Paul.
Thank
Thank
you for
you,
coming.
Chef
All right, thanks.
Pascal. It's been an honor to be here. It
my
really
pleasure.
is.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Wow, we could go all day. What a cool place. What a cool thing to try. Check it out. We're talking about Saffron Bakery, OC. Now I'm very hungry now. I think we need a piece of pie here. I think so. Well, a lot more coming each and every week. Tune in. Tell your friends. We're now exploring not just the greatest and the fun and the finds, but what goes into restaurants and bakeries and fine dining and eating here in Orange County as we explore Behind the Kitchen Doors right here in Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.